So here we are at the wonderful La Grella Golf Club just south of Barcelona, and for me this type of location epitomises what becoming a golf coach has been about for me, because I was sitting where you are now not 12 years ago just thinking that this was a dream. What I have discovered though along the path is that we're going into a time where only being outstanding will be good enough to fulfill the demands. So this is why I produced this DVD, to give to you what I believe are the 5 traits that could make you an outstanding coach. So I want to reveal to you today the 5 traits that I believe we need to become an outstanding coach. The first one is love. I think we need to love our clients. I got this basic idea from Tim Gallwey, who was called to a conference with coaches from all around the USA, from football teams, hockey teams, basketball teams, baseball teams, and all the coaches at the table were experts in their fields. They'd won major trophies. He sat down to discuss the merits of coaching and what special skills they had and why they succeeded. And the banter went on for several hours with lots of little ideas and suggestions on how they'd achieved their success. Then all of a sudden one of the gruff Americans jumped up from the table and said, "God damn it, I know what made me succeed. I just love them." I thought for a little while, what does he mean by this? And then I realised that when we love, we're non-judgmental. We do anything we can to help. We have no expectancy of results. We will go to extraordinary lengths as we plan for the future. And I think we also just overlook any shortcomings. But love can be a dangerous game, especially without communication, which is our second great trait. Think of Romeo and Juliet in love, passion beyond passion, and yet their lack of communication led to a tragic end. A bit silly really. So we need to be great communicators in coaching. I think we have to understand that everyone is different and that people work and learn in different manners. So learning to communicate effectively through use of better language, great vocabulary skills, using metaphors, and understanding that some people are visual, some are kinesthetic, and some are audible. And that we need probably to work in all 3 of those channels if we're going to be successful in communicating the lessons. The third trait is the need to understand what we're really trying to do is help people to learn. And certain criteria will need to be met for people to learn. They need to be comfortable. They need to be relaxed. They need to be able to trust in the coach. We need to understand how people learn through practice as well as through communication, especially through feedback and the use of great feedback. Too many people are just picking up information and thinking that by having that information they will learn. We know as great coaches and outstanding coaches we are going to have to contextualise the learning. This means that when we coach or teach them anything, they can successfully take it to the golf course and take the enjoyment and fun out of that improvement they had always wanted. The 4th trait is to have great analytical skills. Now you might not think you have these, but when we offer you the structure and process to evaluate each and every requirement of the client and how it matches up to how much they're prepared to work to achieve this, you'll have useful tools that will enable you to conquer anything. We don't have to be a master chess champion to be able to understand how we're going to help people. But sometimes it's not just the swing, it's the mental approach, their preparation, their course management, and it's deciding which of these specific skills that you're going to need to work on that's going to be the most effective in helping your client. Last but not least in our 5 essential traits of an outstanding coach is they have to have an incredible store of knowledge, all of which you're going to learn. whether it be the technical understanding of the golf swing, nutrition, biomechanics, the mind game. We maybe have to understand at least 7 or 8 models of golf swings. Sometimes we might use the natural golf system. Sometimes we might even use a little bit of Dalton McCreary, the golfing machine. Sometimes we might be using Ben Hogan, sometimes David Ledbetter. But it's the ability to look at each of these as models and move between them as necessary to help the client. We need to understand sometimes that they have physical disabilities and may actually have to send them off to have stretching exercises and fitness exercises before they can perform some of the moves that we're going to ask them to make. Certainly a knowledge of club fitting skills to check they have the right clubs, and maybe also hypnotic skills or neuro-linguistic programming skills. A thorough knowledge of teaching aids and how each one might help them at each level of the game. Attaining knowledge and increasing that knowledge is certainly part of a program that will carry on each and every day you coach forever. I certainly feel that I'll still be studying in 20 or 30 years in time if I'm still coaching. Sure, there are many other skills and qualities that will make an outstanding golf coach. But I think if you're outstanding in these specific 5 traits, you will have an endless stream of referrals coming your way and a very successful golf coach career.